Okay. First of all, I just want to say thank you, God. Um, hearing this trash, and you'll see one of my videos, they've been trying to paint this psyop. Now, let me just start with the beginning. Because sometimes when I make videos, I get too excited to talk about what just happened in manipulation. And first of all, let me just start off by saying thank you, God. Uh, perps will try to paint this false reality. And what I mean by perps is, as a test subject in this program, we are using these foul ways to develop a technology. Uh, and this is DoD technology. As I'm saying that, I can hear a perp who's supposed to make you believe this is anything else but this program run by governmental entities. You'll see a video later on about how there's this facade created as target individual are just human subject in a program where they're utilizing us like guinea pigs, and they're utilizing technology that come from the DoD. But you will be surrounded, or there'll be interaction via V2K, where these perps, who are most of them civilians working or contracted by governmental entities to implement these tactics, they are the ones really implementing this technology onto us, and then the results somehow used as database. Um, and the gimmickiness, like I said, like what you're gonna hear me from the next video is, it's like a mixture of horror and comedy. The comedy aspect of things is to hear how these people want to paint this reality. With me, it's been humiliating for them, because what I do is I put that mirror that they want to escape from. Because of that, because of what I'm doing in regard of always every day making videos about what's happening to me and saying the actual thing that's happening to me, not this fantasized reality they put together. Some of it is so scary how I'm describing something, and then shortly after it's happening. This program, as I said many times, is doing horrible things to not only men, but a lot of women are suffering, and unfortunately, even children. You know that people who can make you experience what you're experiencing cannot and would not be involved in a program that does good things to children. For sure. They're gonna try to make it look like they are here avenging you, punishing you, this and that. The truth is, what they're involved in is what they deserve is not on this earth, but they'll get theirs. It's really foul. Foul human low life. And you should know how foul these people are based on what they can do to you. With me, the manipulation have been the psychological manipulation have been very disturbing. Very disturbing. And then you have this trash who, in their mind, they believe that what they do will not come back to them. They're making a mistake, because in life that kind of nastiness doesn't is not free. One way or another it's gonna come. One way or another. One way or another. And then they try to be like, no, you abuse and this and that. I'm like, oh, please. First of all, you're the one involved in the program that literally tortured children. But, I forgot that. I'm not supposed to bring that up, because you're supposed to make me think that you're in different program. You are not involved in the same program where you can hear testimonies of babies being tortured. That somehow you guys are some different group of people. This is a different program where children are not being used as test subject, which means that they're not being tortured. No, I'm not going to do that. And I know, but not doing that is going to be bad for me. They tell me how I'm going to be treated like a dog with nails and that. I'm like, I'd rather die in shit like a dog than live like a trash like you. In life, I mean, they don't want to be spiritual, but we all gonna end up dying. It's gonna happen. These perps who chose this easy way, who are just this coward low life. The truth is, anybody can partake. You should any. Some of the people talking to me, I know that the level of braveness is non-existent, but the foulness of what they involved in is just is surreal. So you know it's gonna come back with a vengeance that is unbelievable, one way or another. Um, and on top of that, I've humiliated them by bringing up the reality they wanted to escape from. But it is comical. I was like, gee, at one point, these perps who are contracted really want you to accept this manipulation. I like, how do you respect yourself? And because the interaction that target individual deal with are V2K, are remote. When they talk to you, when they do these horrible things to you remotely, when they interact with you, you would think these people are some badass, fierce femme fatale, when in reality they're just coward low life, involved in a program that even tortured children. I want you to forget that part though. Oh, they want you to forget that part really quickly. This coward low life. I want you to forget all these horrible things that you hear that they involved in or that this program does. And follow this fantasy of theirs. And they get angry when you don't see that. Like when you're like seeing the obviousness about what they're part of. Really. It's like a frustration. It's like, are you deluded to that level? What makes you think that I'm going to ever let you live that fantasy? So you want me to ignore these testimonials, what I'm hearing right now, because what? The way you appear? Like, what the fuck? You delusional trash. A coward low life like you. You're lucky that I'm not an aggressive human being. You know, at one point they would even be shocked, like, oh my gosh, you would want to harm me involved in this? What? You coward, but they are so deluded. And then they have the audacity to be like, no, but we pay is your abuse, is our abuse. Because what they try to talk about is me as a kid doing whatever dumb thing as a child, while they involved in a program where literally sexually torturing children is happening, where they're literally radiating children, where they literally suffocating children with this technology. They involved in this program. Now, I don't care if they involve themselves specifically in the torture of children, but I could never look at somebody involved in a program that does these things to kids to think that I should let that forget about that part, please. Forget about it, and they'll be like, pay for it. You fucking low life, deluded trash. You deluded trash. This is the kind of people, truly, if I was an aggressive human being, but thank God I'm not that. Thank God that God gave me strength. Because can you imagine somebody said, pay for what you did as a kid? And the reason why they say that is because they want you to forget about the fact they torture children. And no, on top of that, not only they torture children, this technology can design reaction that they want you to have. And guess what kind of reaction they want you to have toward children? These people happen to working for governmental entities that have issues that have been ongoing for years. Oh yeah, they force you to have sexual stimulation toward children. And they want you to accept this as if it's not this technology capability to do. I don't know how they can look at themselves in the mirror and be so gimmicky. That's why I say this is the comical aspect of things. Imagine you are involved in a program where literally harming children is involvement, is part of it. Literally, and it's not hidden. It's not a few cases. There is plenty of testimonials. There's plenty of stories of target individual and their family being all victimized by this technology, by this program. But this low life, for some reason, because of their gender, their race, or whatever bullshit facade they want to create, I'm supposed to be like, oh no, you guys are different. It is disgusting. And then forcing you to have this reaction, and somehow you shouldn't think, no, we're not manipulating you to experience that. We shouldn't, no, we're not doing that. Look at how we're acting in a certain way. We're so aggressive and fierce, trash. You're a coward and low life. And thankfully, what they've done to me have been done to others. So the humiliation that they do that to others is there. But oh no, they dared to be involved in a program that tortured children and women in these ways to get to you because what you did as a kid. Matter of fact, what you're expressing today is them rewiring your brain to you as a child. As if that alone does not show how retarded you have to be. Oh, but they stay in character. Listen, they they are preparing this frame, and listen how disgusting. You gotta understand that shows the level of cowardness and low lifeness. And they try to make it sound fierce. They try to make what I'm gonna say fierce. They're having a child, and let me say this again. They're having a child of some sort, some teenage kid, some 13-year-old kid, who's apparently being guided, and then something's happening where they say they're gonna try to make it look like I did something to this kid. They literally are gonna frame me saying that I raped a child, and they're gonna coach this child. Let me repeat that: coach a child, or maybe multiple children, to say that I did something to them. Now, this low life try to make that sound like this is like some fierceness. Now, it's already disgusting enough to know that they're gonna try to make framing of that nature, basically saying that coaching a child to say that, say that this man raped you, right? This even me saying that it just shows how disgusting they are. Of course, they're gonna get theirs, but coach a child to do these things. But the most disgusting part is the reality of what they're part of. You know how easily I can humiliate them. There is a man, and I will always bring that up because it just shows the low lifeness about them. They have been unable, almost banned, to say a name of this man who allegedly was picking up kids as young as these kids that they're gonna coach to say that I raped them. They can't say his name. But they are living life right now, coaching this child to tell them that I raped them. Now, they try to be sarcastic and condescending and try to be like, oh, we're so mean. It's like, okay, yeah, that's what you are. Wow, he's so fierce. And on top of that, to find out that the entities they actually work for, which are those DOD entities, are extremely pedophilia-centric. When I mean extremely pedophilia-centric is apparently there's so much child porn being trafficked coming from the DOD computer, DOD network, that there's a whole bill that was created to try to limit that. And they were ranked 19th out of 3,000 for trafficking the most child porn in the United States. 3,000 network in the United States, they're 19th. Now, as I'm saying that, this is how trashy and low life they are. And this is why I think people of that nature are no longer respected. The way they present themselves has been this like fierce radical group of women of some sort. And they'll be like, oh, we're just gonna knock you out. I'm like, you're a clown, trash. How can you even respect yourself? Listen, being a badass, I've seen badass, or at least I understand why badass. You do something that is honorable but also dangerous. You take risk to do something that's beneficial and help others, and Being a badass will never consist of coaching a child to say, hey, say that this guy raped you, while working for governmental entities that have a bunch of pedophiles, while unable to see the name of this man without saying it in a very special way. They are the true face of the fraudulent, coward, low-life pedophiles. But they try to put a twist of feminism in it, which definitely destroy feminism, if anything. But they are trash. That's why people don't respect this low life. And on top of that, this dash of feminism, this is coming from a program where they are literally raping women in ways that rape is such a common tactic that you're going to hear a lot of target individuals, who are especially women, describe some kind of sexual torture. Oh, this is not just domestic, but it's international. It's global. In every way, these people are low life. Oh, but right now, they want to stay in that fantasy. You'll see the video I make. How they create these characters in a man where they like this, like, oh, you go so bad. Listen, they are coaching this child, and when I hear these kids talking to me via V2K, I heard this child say this, and I know this is for sure. They grooming low life trash. This kid saying that right now, her future is fucked. And I'm sorry for using this language, but there's no way this person is gonna grow up to be normal. And it's unfair for her, cause she's being coached by low life trash, coward low life that you should never try to follow, especially with the way they do things. This kid is fucked. Those kids who will be saying these things, there's no way they're gonna not grow up with issues. There's no way. You know, when I see these things, they're like, oh my god, yeah. I'm like, yo. I don't know, like any of these adults here who are framed. But go check what the likelihood of somebody who was coached to do these things in their childhood. The likelihood of them growing up being normal, very low. But oh, these perps, oh, the way they talk, no, they were mad big. I'm like, Jesus, you can't even say Roy Moore. Don't you get all the signs, basically? No, but the intoxicating feeling that they get surpass logic. And then when I become this prophet of a human being for being so wise by saying the most basic stuff, oh God. It's so disgusting when you hear them tell me how not scared they are. We're not scared. Yo, you're such a brave human beings that you don't even. They sit up behind the doors and slam the door. Um, and I say these things every day, and I want to make sure it's said because I don't want this low life to escape. They have this ability to create a reality that is so delusional and comical. Now, listen, what's going to happen to me is going to be horrible. But I have to bring up the fact that the way they create these fantasies is it's magically comical. Now, because of how comical it is and how I'm obviously seeing that for, the torture they want me to experience and they're going to orchestrate for me to experience is to try to compensate for how comical they were. So they tell me I'm going to be feasted, I'm going to be starved, I'm going to do this and that, we're going to do, we're going to push it, oh, it's going to be worse. Matter of fact, they're so idiotic and so deluded. They get to the point where they say, you know what, we're going to torture you worse. Meaning we're going to torture you worse in the way we torture women and children. Do you understand how deluded these people are? So they actually accept the fact, because there's no way to deny that there's women being tortured and children being tortured. But they are going to be in the same program where this is happening, but torture you worse than them. Torture you worse than the way they torture children and women. Do you understand the concept of how retarded they have to make themselves be? Because the truth is, this technology, this program, gives the opportunity for an individual to be involved in technologies that are almost science fictional, and ability to do things to a human being remotely that are just so advanced. And give you a feeling of godlike feeling. This character they come up with, this personality, oh, they fully acting out. No, they this badass, and they don't care if they can't say the name of a pedophile that picked up kids as young as 14 years old. Oh, this opportunity to feel like gods. Oh, whatever, we're gonna do that. Oh, forget about the fact that we actually literally work for a program that is torturing infants. Forget it. And a lot of women are being destroyed. A lot, all around the world. Oh, forget about the entities that have gifted us with this opportunity to do these things to people, to involve ourselves in these things. Happen to have a lot of problem with pedophilia. Oh, these opportunities we're gonna. Oh, I'll even if I have to make myself this illogical, comical dumbass, this is just too much. I want to enjoy this. As I'm saying that they are destroying my organs, and I don't care because I know death is coming near. It's for me. It's just death is death. You know, for these people living this great life, this comfortable life, I'm not gonna let them live this life thinking this fantasy. I'm not. I'm not gonna give you these people this fantasy that they've put together, this comical trashiness of a retardation of a fantasy. As they just perps working for governmental entities that even torture infants. They are children. Sorry, they are they're childish, not even children, they're adults, turning into children. Tell me, oh, I was so sorry. I'm like, sorry for what? Being involved in a program that caused mass shootings or torturing children or torturing a lot of women or using rape commonly to torment even women. Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. Should I not say these things? Oh, no. You guys are some femme fatale, fierce individual who dared to avenge. You involved yourself in this program to make me pay for all these horrible atrocities I've done to people. Oops, sorry. This is you. You are here to avenge. You're here to punish me because so many life has been destroyed. I'm sorry. It's this deluded trash. Just opportunist low life involved in a program that caused so much atrocities and torment and torture. But want to be involved in that and forget that? Never. There's too much suffering from people in this program, tormented in this program. And it's not only men, it's a lot of women and even children. So for this trash, let them be gods, but they're going to be gods understanding what they're part of. There's no escapism with me. You're going to use your fierce voice via V2K, but if you say that in front of me, if you speak the way you speak in front of me, I trust me. Please believe me, you will not get the result that you want. You will be looked at like the trash and low life that you are. I will not give you an ounce of any of your fantasies you put together, your deluded comical joke of a storyline that you create. Then tell yourself you're at war, you're a piece of shit. We are guinea pigs. We're guinea pigs where our bodies are used as just targets to develop these weapons. And you're one of the trash who's contracted to implement this nastiness. Then say you the things that you want us to subscribe. Attractive to that man. So okay, you think I'm gonna subscribe to this? You who can't even say Roy Moore. Thank you God for all the humiliating reality. These people have to turn on logic. Boom. That's what they start saying we are war. You know, because you have to make yourself a retard. When gaslighting doesn't work, and you're still supposed to gaslight somebody, you as a gaslighter, you truly have to dumb yourself down to make somebody accept a false reality. You know it's falsified. It's obvious as it gets, but you have to act accordingly. They think, and that's what gaslighting is supposed to be. Is if everybody around you act a certain way, you as a target, as a victim to this gaslighting, should start thinking that maybe this makes sense. And unfortunately, these retards are being seen for the retards that they're becoming. That they have to make themselves be. Oh, please understand. I fully know that they have to dumb themselves down. I fully, and I'm looking at them. It's like, do you see how retarded you have to make yourself be? You see how childlike you have to make yourself. You see how dumb down. The only people who probably not making themselves retarded are the children, because they're already mentally, they're on the spectrum. So they're already on that stage of intellect. You're just guiding them to be to really think in this and maintain this retardation. You can hear them. These kids try to mimic this. Adults trying to sound this way. No, you want it. It's some money. I've seen some adults that break out of character and start laughing as they do these manipulations. Because they know, it's like, yeah, we know this technology can do that. Literally, you can hear this man saying, EEG dining, EEG cloning can force you to have the design reaction, the design feeling, emotion reaction that this technology wants you to have. This is why you can get this reaction when you see this. When you see this child, you're going to have this reaction. As I said, they try to create this thing, this manipulation of my brain. Because they make me look at babies in disgusting ways, pedophilia ways. It's just nasty. Which is like, now we are mapping. When you can hear literally a man or woman saying the same thing. They are forcing me to have this perception. They are forcing me to get these reactions. You hear this man say, part of these things, once they pipe in these voices, they are rewiring your thought process, your brain. Literally saying that. But these people, once manipulating you, are supposed to gaslight you into accepting this. When you like listening to this person literally saying the same thing, because not only they make you experience these things, then they want you to accept these things as if, oh, this is not this technology that people are talking about that can rewire your brain in this derogatory way, this quote unquote offensive information warfare type of way, where you have literally heard the term pedophilia type of torture being used. But now look at them, there's some femme fatale feminists looking. It's so disturbing. Listen, this is what I made a quick folder, and by the way, this is what I love so much about. It's 4:44. They love to time things and try to make a mistake for. I'm like, oh gosh, they torture 4-year-olds. The reason why they do this thing with this 4 thing is like, no, remember what you did. 4:44, 4. Remember what you did. It's like, first of all, you have to exaggerate what I did as a kid. But now when I see 4 or 5 or even 3, there's a testimony of this woman who talks about how she's teaching these kids with mental handicap and young as 3 years old, being sexually tortured. One of the kids that she saw being sexually tortured is not only a 4-year-old, it's a 4-year-old with Down syndrome. They involved in a program that would do this to a child that's only 4 years old and with Down syndrome. And like, now die for what you did as a kid. Trash, leave encountering the fact that you're involved in a program that torture kids that's 4-year-old and Down syndrome. Nice try to counter reality, but I won't let you do that. I'm dying for, just like this 4-year-old with Down syndrome was tortured for. You deluded trash. Do you understand? They are living life trying to counter the fact of what they're part of. So when I see them, oh, please let me see you at 4:44. And wonder what I'm going to think about. Ha. Yeah. Now, that is 4:46. This is how they force me to react. It's nasty. I am forced to get sexual stimulation. And I made a folder of the things they made me experience. I think it's here. Oh no, I think I have it on the wrong phone. But I think, let me show you, for example, one of the things that they've made me experience in this nasty way. Oh, no. Let me see. So nasty. As I'm saying that they even. Ugh. Okay. Well, this is an example. And there's also younger kids. Let me see. Yep. Okay, it's here. So, huh, they have the same tactics to mess with me. Yesterday night, around 10ish, I'm watching this thing about, I think it was working out, or it was some like traveling video, and it's on YouTube, and it's this man in Colombia. He's with two Colombian women, and I'm staying to get sexual stimulation. Now, listen, I'm a straight man, and those women are women that's definitely not bad looking, and but this stimulation that I'm getting is not natural. It's forced. They are good looking women, but I will not have this kind of intense stimulation. I can feel it being cranked up. I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen? Why am I feeling this? Usually, what they do is this: is my mind. They try to like counter something. They try to create a counter because they try to be. Oh, you say not good, not bad looking. Like remember that person's like sad. No. There's somebody that's special looking. But okay. Um, and so I'm getting this stimulation, and I know it's this falsified. It's like I would not have this stimulation. This Colombian grown woman, but this stimulation is falsified. I know. I know this the sexual stimulation will not be natural. I know that. And I'm like, what's going on? Why am I feeling this sexual stimulation? And I'm like, they're gonna this could be a child somewhere. I don't know how soon, but I'm gonna see a child at some point. This is what they like to do is to create sexual stimulation in advance, and then aim those sexual stimulation to our child. It's so nasty. And then I go down when I'm done watching this video, and this ad of this baby. This little girl, they're stimulating me toward this baby. Even now, looking at it right now, they stimulate me. Oh, and guess what? You see this kid's back area? They try to give me a perception that's sexual toward that kid. It was disgusting. And they're like, now we mapped it. This is used trash. It gets to the point where when I get sexual arousals, even though there's not sexual arousal to degrade me immediately, right? When I feel like something is forced onto me, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Something is about to happen. Something is about to happen. I'm about to get sexual stimulation. I'm sorry. I'm about to get I'm about to get degraded. There's gonna be some pedophilia type of manipulations happening. And the reason why they were doing that is because I was gonna scroll down and they were gonna make me have these sexual arousals aimed towards this child. It's the same thing all the time. And they're like, no, not pay. You pay now. You understand? These people in a program that could torture children, that torture women, that happens to use this pedophilia type of torture, which is not a terminology I came up with. It's literally say, where this technology can manipulate your reactions, your emotional reactional behaviors, your thought process, your libido. All of that being said by others, aim this manipulation toward children as young as this baby. And by the way, no one needs to see sexual stimulation. The way they make me look at this back end of this baby, which I don't even say it, is in a way that's like sexual. It's disgusting. How that they can manipulate your perception this ways. But I know it's what they can do to me. And like, now you pay for what you did as a kid. It's like, what? Because what they want you to accept is what we're making you experience is how you experience things when you're a child. And they literally make me think of me as a kid and make me have the same perceptions and stimulation that I'm having today. Because your brain is completely rewired. And then the PRV2K, they start saying random things. Oh, we're not. I was like, what they mean we're not is like we're not this femme fatale feminist group of people. Like, to try to disorient you because they know at this point, of course you're not. I know what you are. It's nasty. And then you have this childlike trash. Like, no, not pay. It's like trash. You a nasty low life. A bunch of low life bottom feeders working for pedophiles. These tactics didn't come from them. They're just the trash implementing the tactics. The entities that architected these tactics of tormenting a human being in these disgusting pedophilia ways are entities that happen, and I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, to have a lot of problem with pedophilia within these agencies and entities. The pedophilia type of torture, you're going to hear that often. Matter of fact, it's so common that when I discovered being a target individual, there was a petition specific to target individual. One of the symptoms was something called remote pedophilia. So you understand, this is such a common tactic that others have called it out. But this trash wants you to accept this manipulation. They truly want you to dumb yourself down the way they have to dumb themselves down, to gaslight you to accepting this. You know the level of dumbing yourself down when you yourself are the one manipulating or doing something to make somebody experience that, but you have to dumb yourself down to make themselves accept this. Do you understand the level of how mentally retarded you have to make yourself be? It's insane. I couldn't imagine living life every day, doing these foul things in the first place, try to make an adult person have sexual stimulation toward children, right? On top of that, this individual, he is every day listening to the fact that not only these entities are here with issues that are so disgusting, and those entities are the same entities running this program. He is aware that this program tortured children in sexual matters. Matter of fact, this 444, now he's like, oh, the 4-year-old with Down syndrome, sexually tortured. He knows that these tactics are utilized on others. Many others have said literally, they do the pedophilia type of torture. They literally try to change who I am, putting thoughts of pedophilia. He's listening to a guy who's like, oh, this thing called EEG, herodyning, mining, EEG, herodyning, cloning, which they try to change it to EEG mining with minding. Literally a man saying that he has no idea, never said anything to him, saying, oh, in this program, they are rewiring the thought process and rewiring the brain. It's like an offensive information warfare. Huh? I mean, at what point do you one have to be so retarded? But that's the job. They need me to accept this thing, which is never going to happen. So now, what's going to happen? I'm going to be tortured in ways that's just going to be so horrible in order to compensate for how obvious things were. It's obvious that my brain's been manipulated this way. How can I prove this? Oh my gosh, in 2 seconds. I can literally bring up a testimony of a woman who has children herself, who say they do this program of perversion and they aim it towards children. Jesus. As this immediately when I say that, oh, pay. Basically trying to say, stop talking about the obvious thing that we manipulate people to have sexual stimulation to children. Pay. It's you when you're a kid. Remember, pay what you did as a kid. Trash ass. We're manning you to as a child. No, you are making me experience the same thing you did to this woman who literally say, they do this program of perversion and they aim it towards children. They forcing me to have sexual arousals. They started off with the dog, and also then it became with the young people and children. Yes, using the same technology that can manipulate your brain and your reactions. Yes, us involved in a program that tortured babies as young as 3-year-old sexually. Yes, this woman saying the testimony her testimony how her brain is manipulated by this V2K that can manipulate thought process, perceptions, and it's very perverted. And I don't think she means very perverted in a way that is like, hey, I'm looking at a man and I'm thinking about very perverted, thinking about this man. No, toward children. The same woman who comes up with a thing called pedophilia type of torture. I will never let them live any of this fantasy, never. As they manipulate me to have this, they try to change the subject to something else, never. Then it doesn't end there. There's this baby here. You see all the way there? That too. It's like, no, black little girls, it's you, we mapped it, trash, no. It's the nasty way you've been rewiring my brain. Like, you're not paying for it. Never. I'll never let them live their fantasy, never. Because they involved in a program where they would torture a child really this young. A baby. Even younger, infants. And then try to make you have these experiences that they try to make you accept. In my brain, they like try to make me accept. No, you see that toddler that I remember you felt like, no, you are making me experience that. I will never experience this if I was organically myself. And it's not me when I was a child. And even the stupidity of trying to make somebody accept in their late 30s. It's like, no, what we're doing, we mapped your brain to be like a child brain. You know how retarded you are. Are you making me mentally retarded? What does it make a man or a woman who has a brain of a child that's 13, 14 years old, or 10-year-old, or 9-year-old? It makes them mentally handicapped. It's disgusting. Because the truth is, what they're doing is they are rewiring my brain, making me experience reactions and emotions that they can make me experience if they're in my brain. If they can manipulate my brain. This is a tactic they've done to others. And sometimes what they do is like, no, but we're manipulating your brain. So what we're doing, even though we're changing, is within your brain. Are you retarded? So you're saying you have to change my brain up to make me experience that. So why do you think you need to change my brain up? To make me experience this, because I would not have this experience if my brain was not manipulated. It's crazy. And they'll be like, oh, but if we can do that, what? They're delusional. They should, and they want you to be like, you see, accept that, makes sense. Wait. So you're saying if I go into your brain, I can make you experience things because I change things in your brain in ways that is not naturally structured this way. Then it makes sense. The only reason I'm experiencing this is because my brain is literally manipulated and rewired. So you are changing how a human being is, reconstructing that person into somebody else. We are reconstructing his brain. Making him somebody he's not or she's not. And truly, this is what I'm saying. This is a comicalness about this low life. And they really want you to accept these things. Delusional trash. It doesn't end there. Then there's like this teenage kid, just and there's more kids, but this kid's here. Trying to mess with me. This is some like teenage. I'm like, oh gosh. Because initially when I go there, I was like, oh, you look like this African kid from somewhere, whatever, African personality, because you only see the face. It's like, oh, that's a teenage kid. And then this character, this clown, this is so sad. Because they are coaching this kid, and this kid wants to stay in character. This kid wants to stay in character because she's been coached to say that I raped her. And so she needs to be inspired. The inspiration that she's using is the way they manipulate me. It's the way they create these thoughts. She's using that to help her stay in character because she's going to have to act accordingly. She's going to have to perform. So this retard whose future, so bright, said, oh, we're going to frame you and he's horny. Because she's saying that once I'm being framed by these children, whatever's going to happen to me is going to be done by this guy there who's going to rape me and he's horny right now. And I'm like, okay. You're one pathetic low life, you're just sad. Because, and by the way, it's 444 for the 4-year-old with Down syndrome being tortured sexually by this low life. I'll bring that up all the time. She's saying that I'm gonna be framed, right, by her when I'm in jail because I'm framed by a child who's gonna say that I raped her, who's being coached right now. This man's gonna rape me and this and that. I'm like, I'd rather get raped and tortured. God give me strength for all this horrible thing I'm gonna go through. But I'm telling you, I do not envy this childlike person. What is awaiting for her is gonna be magical. These childlike people trying to counter reality. It's like, oh, the things they are countering right now. Huh. This kid is doomed, and she doesn't know it. And I'm not trying to say that to scare her, but come on. And you know what they leave off? Oh, he's so horny. He's gonna okay. Once I'm raped and tortured and die, what the fuck is gonna happen to this retard? Who'd be like, you raped me? Oh my goodness, woo! Me, I'm a target individual, and unfortunately, I wrote a suicide letter at one point because I was like, this is too much. I rather die than deal with this nasty manipulation, because they're conditioning my brain. So for me, I'm somebody who have accepted death long time ago. But to know that this trash is being involved in this way, I'm like, please, and I have no sympathy for her. But I always want to bring it's like you're gonna make me, you're gonna think I'm a prophet. I'm telling you, I don't even have to see you suffer. It means nothing to me for you, this childlike trash suffering. But this for sure she signed up for it. She doesn't even know it. They signed her up for it actually. They put her in this position. A kid. It's funny as I say that. I'm thinking about somebody who's going through certain things, but who's been watching me suffer and die. Like I said, everything has its time. This kid, gone. I'm telling you, there's no way this person is going to grow up to be a normal person. And that's because of this. There's no way. There is no way somebody grows up being a 13-year-old, 14-year-old, whatever age they tell me, having to create this character where you have to stay in character and prepping yourself. Like, okay, oh, you raped me. Mm-mm. You raped. And then think that you're going to grow up to be a normal person, just living life. Oh, God. And being coached by trash that can't even say Roy Moore. I'm telling you, as target individual, we are going to go through horrible things, but whatever atrocity we go through, there's dignity in that death. There's dignity in that suffrance. Now, nobody wants to suffer. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to go through these atrocities. I don't want to be tortured the way they're talking about. But one thing I don't want even more is to be anything like them, or be involved in it, or be in their shoes. And then be like, no, we dared. Trash, you can't even say Roy Moore on top of that. Can you imagine how fucking sad and pathetic your life is? How much warnings? You can say a name of a man who actually was picking up kids as young as this person who has to stay in character. This child. You can't even say his name. You weren't even allowed to get this fantasy to be real. Just like that, your fantasy shut down immediately. You dare say his name? I dare you to say it in a clear way. Nope. You can't dare to say Roy Moore, but you dare to frame me. The reason why you can frame me is because you can't say Roy Moore. But you can say it in a very special way, which shows how daring you are. Yep. Tell my target individual stay strong. And understand everything will come. These bottom feeders who participate, they will get theirs. Everything will be handled the way it needs to be. Stay strong. Do not be aggressive. They will get theirs the way it needs to be done. It's for them to go through it the way they need to go through. I rather bum in the street, starve to death, than having to live life doing this in a comfortable way. No, this person saying, I'm inside. I feel good inside because they're saying how I'm going to be living outside. I'm going to be homeless. I'm like, please, I reassure you, I'd rather die in the rain, in the cold, than being in the warmth that you are in this nice apartment, whatever you are, doing what you do. trash. You can be dying well in your nice warm inside apartment. So for me, I never let them live the fantasy. Right now, they try to bring up this stupidity of like this next door neighbor or somebody who I'm not sure where. They gave me this reaction, and I was like, I know it's falsified, but they're like, oh, but you think she was like 22 when she was like, I don't care what. I know the falsified reaction. I know I will not react toward this kid or this person this way. And now there's somebody next door who looks kind of like her, and I took a picture of her. You should see how she look. We look. Listen, I'm a very skinny person. I was already a skinny person before. Now because I'm not eating well. I am extremely mal. I look malnourished, and that's because I don't eat as much as I can because something's happening to my organs. This person looks like me. We have the same physique, and that's not a good thing. And so for them to try to be like, now you see that's her that you want, it's like, do you see her? Like the embarrassment of like, really, do you want me to embarrass her again? Target individuals, stay strong. Never let them live their fantasy. Know that justice will be done for what they've done to us.